Hey everyone. Hey, before we get going, I want to say happy Thanksgiving if you are watching from America, and wherever you are watching throughout the world, may the Lord richly bless you today. And listen, we're going to look at something here in just a second, the mark of the beast. Now I'm going to show you a video clip. I used it with James Cadiz the other day. I'm going to show it to you again because it applies to the mark of the beast, where we're going to go here in just a second. And it's about AI. It was an interview with Anderson Cooper on CNN News. So watch this video again. I showed it just the other day. I want to show it to you again because I'm going somewhere different right now than I went with James last week. So let's roll this.
We'll soon have the power to re-engineer our bodies and brains, whether it is with genetic engineering or by directly connecting brains to computers or by creating completely non-organic entities, artificial intelligence, which is not based at all on the organic body and the organic brain. And these technologies are developing at breakneck speed. Maybe the biggest thing that we are facing is really a kind of evolutionary divergence. Consciousness is the ability to feel things like pain and pleasure and love and hate. Intelligence is the ability to solve problems. But computers or artificial intelligence, they don't have consciousness. They just have intelligence. They solve problems in a completely different way than us. They will be able to solve more and more problems better than us without having any consciousness, any feelings.
And they will have power over us?
They are already gaining power over us.
Harari is concerned the pandemic has opened the door for more intrusive kinds of data collection, including biometric data.
What we have seen so far, it's corporations and governments collecting data about where we go, who we meet, what movies we watch. The next phase is the surveillance going under our skin. To hack a human being is to get to know that person better than they know themselves. And based on that, to increasingly manipulate you. Certainly now we are at a point when we need global cooperation. You cannot regulate the explosive power of artificial intelligence on a national level.
All right, so we look at that. You see artificial intelligence. There's many different factors that are in there. You have globalism, which he mentions. Look, we got to get this control on everybody in the world. We can't have a nationalistic country operating system anymore with countries. In other words, we're looking at things right now. You wonder why borders are going away and so forth. But he also said we have to get this technology into people, or this technology, if it gets into people, then people can start to be manipulated. I want to relate this to the mark of the beast. I want you to think of some things that must take place. Revelation chapter 13 tells us this, that this would be the false prophet, causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except for one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So let's work through this. We just saw the AI technology video. It says it's already here. Listen, I was talking with some friends recently. I won't mention their names, but they said, listen, if we're already talking about these things, these people in places like DARPA and so forth, or organizations like DARPA and so forth, they're 10, 20 years beyond what we know about. By the time we find out about them, these are the things, this is the information that they leak out to us. They are so far advanced. So let's think about this. When you get to Revelation chapter 13, what do you need? You would need a system that can identify a person as a good citizen or a bad citizen. In fact, in that system, you're going to have to be identified as a good citizen if you're going to be able to participate in everyday life. If you're going to go to sporting events, to restaurants, to schools, to work, entering grocery stores, etc., etc., etc. Everyone would need to be in a database. Okay, so we think of the current things that are happening. I'm not going to talk about them because I don't want to get censored by YouTube, but just think of some of the things that are happening. So again, you're going to have to be a good citizen, labeled as a good citizen. You're going along with the system in order to participate in everyday life. Cash will no longer be legal tender. A lot of articles lately you've certainly have come across, or news stories that we are going cashless. Folks, I promise you, we are going cashless. Mainly, I can tell you this because of what the Bible says. It is going to happen. We look at cryptocurrency. I think right now, there's some cryptocurrencies are probably a really good investment, but by the time you get to this part of Revelation chapter 13, the mark of the beast, cryptocurrency, as we currently know it, is not going to be a good investment. Here's why. Because current cryptocurrency is decentralized. Governments, and ultimately the global government that's connected with this AI, is not going to allow for decentralized currency. They are going to want to control everything. Every single thing will be controlled. You would be tracked, you will be traced, and everything and everyone is going to have to be in the system in order to survive. There will be survivalists. There will be some people that survive. That's another message for another time. But really, there's no way of escape from this beast system that is coming. It'll be a social credit system. We hear about that. Currency will probably be a digital system. You won't be able to buy or sell anything. Databases will include everything about everybody. There will be tracking. There will be tracing. There will be marking everybody with an ID. There will be some kind of passport. We know from Revelation chapter 13, it's on your right hand or it is on your forehead. And then on down the list we go from there. Okay, so we have that. And then I want you to think of this. When you think of Revelation chapter 13, the mark of the beast, it was Gus Hunt, who was a former CIA chief technology director, cybersecurity expert. Currently, he's the managing director and cyber strategy lead for Accenture Federal Services. And he said this several years ago. This is a quote. Many years ago, actually. We fundamentally try to collect everything and hang on to it forever. Everything and forever are huge words. So when you start looking at the entire system that is being built, you look at the AI technology in the original, the opening video that you just saw. You start putting things together. You look at Revelation chapter 13 and the mark of the beast, and then you start hearing a guy like Gus Hunt who says, we fundamentally try to collect everything on everybody and hold on to it forever. That's a lot. What are they going to do with all of this information on everybody? With the artificial intelligence and everything else, they will use it against the people. They're going to control everybody. Listen, folks, we're already way into this thing. There's going to be absolutely no escape from the system that is coming. I think we all can see it. We can tell what is going on. We can tell the direction of everything. We are watching lockdowns continue to increase. We're hearing about more and more mandates. We're watching more and more resistance take place. All of these things going on at the same time. But all of this is projecting into the future of where we are going. Where are we going? Exactly where the Bible says. The Bible gives us this information ahead of time so that when we see it, we can know that God is shouting at us. I feel like that's what God is doing right now. He is screaming at us. He's shouting at us. He's trying to get our attention. He knows the time is very, very short. It's not a coincidence that all of these things are happening, including, as the video said in the beginning of this is global. We can't have nationalistic, we can't have these countries that are separate anymore. Got to be part of a global system. Their intent is to get it into everybody because then they can manipulate everybody. And then you go right on down this list and you see we're dividing the world right now, good citizen versus bad citizen. You can have your freedoms if you do this. You can't have your freedoms if you don't do that. We're watching all of these things come together. Social credit system. If you're good to the government, if you're good to the environment, right on down that list. And hence, what do you have? The mark of the beast is coming. Listen, what we're witnessing now is not the mark of the beast. But what we're witnessing is the conditioning for the mark of the beast. It hasn't been 2 years of social distancing. It's been 2 years of social conditioning. We are being conditioned on everything. People are even being conditioned to turn in their neighbors, turn in other people. We're families against each other. You look at this and you go, wow. Listen, here it is, Thanksgiving here in America. It's tomorrow. And some family members can't even get together anymore because they're not allowed to meet with each other because of the obvious things that are going on. Listen, may the Lord bless you. Remember, I want you to remember this. All of these events are just a reminder that the Bible is true and Jesus is coming. So when you see them happening, there were warnings. May we thank the Lord for the warnings that he has given us. Listen, I want to encourage you to go to my website, hopeforourtimes.com. You can sign up for emails there. We can keep you informed. I have all kinds of things on there. I post Billy Crone things on there, Don Stewart, J.D. Farag. I have all different kinds of things on there. Make sure that you go there. Also, by the way, this coming Monday on my live program, it's going to be 2 o'clock live, West Coast time here in America. Wherever you are watching the world, be sure to watch it. It's going to be Billy Crone that's going to be joining me live. We're going to also take your questions live too. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Listen, may the Lord richly bless you until we meet in heaven. May we press forward. God bless you guys.